We beat teams that were better than us.
They were our Ireland champions. I always dreamt, I said it to my father years and years ago, if I ever get the chance, I'd love to walk the steps of the Hurling stand and win an All-Ireland.
It's quite unusual for a rural parish from a club from something like Newtown to win a senior county. It just didn't really happen. We absolutely maximised what we have for a small place, and we gave it as good a shot as we possibly could.
We came into the game in 2006 definitely as underdogs, and we still probably had a lot to prove to the general public out there.
We played Portumna in the 06 final, and previously in October we had played them in a challenge game down here.
It was a good hardy game. You know, there was no quarter given, or asked or given.
I remember looking at this young fella at the time, corner forward, Joe Kang, thinking this guy, like, he nailed a sideline in the first half in 40 yards in howling wind and driving rain. That was our introduction to Joe Canning. Obviously we didn't heed the warning signs. We knew a good bit about Portumna before the Ireland Club final from that challenge game.
Now we know what we're up against. We'll do anything in our powers to meet them in a final.
It was a very, very cold day. Everybody remarks how cold it was. They said it was even colder than Moscow on that day.
I remember running out the door of the dressing room and you'd be trying to stay focused on the match, but part of me was thinking, I'm in Croke Park with Newtownshandrum. This is amazing.
When you're walking out to Croke Park, two things. You look up at the stand, you take a deep breath, take it in, and say, right, 60 minutes of your life. This is it. I am not going to walk off this field without coming home with the cup. We just wanted one thing. We wanted the ball, and we wanted to nail down, you know, the scores, get into the game, get into their face, do not let them do the ball in hand.
Keep the ball away from us, do the simple things really, really right first, because no one wants to make a big mistake in an All-Ireland final in the first 5 minutes.
You always have a plan until someone punches you in the face. He kind of weaved to kind of left and then broke out right and made a bit of space for himself.
I just said, that's how it's done. See that net rattling there? That's how it's done.
We had a horror start to the match. I think before we realised that Portumna had 2 goals and 2 points scored in the first 5 minutes of the game. And the conditions are quite poor. The score is going to be at a premium. So by getting 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, I think it gave them a massive platform.
And it probably unsettled Newtownshandrum to a degree.
I remember thinking after 5 minutes, oh no, this is going to be a humiliation.
I think our strength was when we didn't have the ball, we worked so hard off the ball and made it very hard in opposition.
They probably clogged up the channel where we would probably run through, because we probably had a bit of a running game that time.
Newtownshandrum probably needed something at that stage. Jerry O'Connor had a long run from midfield. I think he picked up a pass maybe 30 or 40 metres out. And it was a big boost, I think, for Newtown. We knew leaving the dressing room at half-time that we were half an hour away from winning our first ever All-Ireland club title. I know Newtown came out strong. I think they definitely got maybe the first score or two.
We knew what they were going to throw at us because they had to. And I suppose we knew that if we didn't up at another level, they'd come back and beat us.
Some of the frees that we got that day, they may have been in 70, 80 metres out.
If you're ever going to win finals, you need a free take.
And for Joe at 17, under the conditions, it was a bitter wind for him to step up and scored in frees. It took the wind out of Newtown's sails really and gave us the kind of confidence that we needed.
5 points down, a couple of minutes to go, we need at least 1 goal, if not 2 here. You can almost see the car crash happening in front of your face, but you can't do anything about it.
I turned around and I said, yes, that's it now. They're not going to beat us now. That was their chance.
Yeah, when the final whistle goes, it actually only hits you then that you've lost. When you lose, it's a very lonely place. If you asked him before the game, would 2-8 win an Ireland final, I'd say they'd probably be saying no. But for us to score 1-6, you know, it just didn't. It wasn't going to cut the mustard that day. To
be there and to win something for your first time, it's all new for you. It's all a new experience. And I know it's a cliche, and people say you see old men crying after a game like that. That's actually what happens.
Final whistle, I just turned around. I remember Ollie and Ivan were the 2 nearest lads to me, and we just hugged each other. You didn't know whether to shout or cry. You know, you were just smiling at each other like.
There was no doubt that we were going to be here, and we were going to take this Tommy Moore Cup back to the west of the Shannon,